user intuition or spiritual things. Based on data, what would happen? Let's move on. Some practical strategic analysis I'd like to share. Of course, I know amongst today's attendees, over 90% of people may know this. It's okay, because to have consensus is the main purpose today, right? Some of that may be brand new for you to hear. Let's review. 5 forces. Have you ever heard 5 forces? Because I had a session already. Yeah? Okay. Have you ever heard in the press about 5 forces?
Actually, yes. But
Yes.
In our real life, we usually use the another way.
Yes. Okay. Somehow you know it. 5 forces was advocated, created by Mr. Michael Porter, professor of Hamada Business School in 1985, around that. It's a quite huge book. I have this book in my iPhone. Since the beginning of this year, I kept reading. It's a 3rd round already. Very hard. 1,800 pages in English and with some academic wording, hard. But I'm trying. And plus, I think you can search a brief introduction of 5 forces in YouTube. Many YouTube programs there. I think you can see. But very simply, we like to focus on this. 5 forces force is kind of a power which existing in the market, then which will drive our direction, profitability or profit sustainability or success or winning, daily winning. Then depending on those 5 forces, let's say power, our business operation direction will be changed. Not only us, of course, generally everybody. Then particularly, as I said, strategic analysis case is generally 2 factors: external factors, internal factor analysis. Then this 5 forces analysis really focusing on external factor side, not the internal factor. Difference is that the internal factor is more like a human resource, salary level, turnover, or company business operation inside. Legality, legal or finance, something like that. But external factor is purely around us. That's let's say competitor or market price. What is popular in the market and where is the customer target? Such kind of external environment is external factor. Of course, including our, let's say, brand reputation as well. Then, generally, it's said that external factor analysis, through this analysis, it is possible to eliminate the factors which is giving a pressure to our business operation and our performance, let's say, revenue and profit. To eliminate factor, we need a this analysis. Plus, seek business opportunity. There may be some new business opportunity, right? Then, as a result, we can have short-term performance reaction. It could be V-shaped or business performance recovery or from the scratch start. Short-term. It's external analysis. Then internal analysis case is more like focus to enhance strong point and advantage, superiority as company, capability, ability, skill, experience, history. Then overcome weak point and disadvantage. That's an internal factor analysis. If so, long-term target. Then let's think like this. If we ourselves, each person is a company, if we conduct external analysis. Oh, today is very cloudy and cold and snowing, maybe very cold. That's why better to wear a big jacket, thick jacket. This is counteraction tactics, right? External analysis of snowing, cloudy, cold, right? Then if you go to the very social party, you're gonna wear a dress, right? External environment is a social party and a posh party, and you need to wear a nice dress. This is a counteraction tactics. Quickly we can achieve the target, right? But an internal factor is when you go to doctor, health check, doctor say your blood pressure is too high. Suddenly, from tomorrow, can you change the blood pressure? Of course, if you take medicine, it's possible, but generally difficult, right? If you are very fatty, can you reduce the fat suddenly from tomorrow or in 1 week? No, longer term, right? Internal factor, right? If you think like this, easy to understand, right? Okay. Then next is 5 forces. As I said, force means the power, like a Star Wars force. Then maybe many of you might have seen this drawing. 5 forces shown, right? Vertically, threat of new entry, and then in the center, competitive rivalry, then in the bottom, threat of substitution, then horizontally from left hand side, supplier power, and then buyer power. Those 5 factors are 5 forces. It's the power which is controlling the market. Okay. Then I will not touch on right hand side, it's detail. But next page, I simplify those things. Those 5 can be divided by 2 different groups. Vertically, horizontally, it's complicated. Put it simply, like this. New competitor, existing competitor, alternative service provider. Then each of those will approach our user market. Then point is, who is the highest risk for us or rival for us? That's an important factor. In this case, new competitor, we are in the telecom industry. It's a licensed business. Then investment will be tremendous amount. It's not so easy for newcomer to enter, right? In that case, new competitor side, less risk, right? However, existing competitor, I don't say concrete name today here, but let's say someone. Then alternative service player, easy. Our voice service is replaced by application. Application provider is a kind of alternative service provider, right? Then, very important point is we can simply put such factors in each box, right? But more we need to dig down, narrow down. We are providing, let's say, very reasonable data package, right? Then, in a sense, this may drive people to use more smartphone with the application. Means application provider will be pulled more. In a sense, we are supporting alternative service players, right? Such kind of factor and more narrow down we need to consider amongst those 3 components. Okay? Then next is supplier power and buyer power. Put it simple, partner supplier and also service users, right? Then in the market, of course, service user, let's say we call it generally customer, But in 5 process, they don't call service user. It's a buyer power, not customer. Point is, who is gaining the largest value? This is important. Of course, in the market, service user, let's say customer is really important. Sometimes in the old fashion, someone say customer is God. No. No. In this theory, customer is also sometimes competitor, because who is gaining the largest value among 3, supplier, us, or customer. Let's see. Who is the highest risk or rival for us? Then, please recall this. In the past, telephone brand, camera brand, audio brand, game brand, those were competing amongst one single industry, let's say brand. Right? But nowadays, new battle competition started against IT brand. Right? This prediction was very important, but not so many people could do that. That's why all gone. Right? Who is the highest risk now and the future? Now and the future. This is very important in this analysis, okay? Next, I said, amongst 3 components, partner, supplier, ourselves, and service users, value competition among 3. Each other trying to get value. What is the meaning? Let's see like this. Ourselves in the center, a little bit right hand side, service users here, buyers, right? Then if we are selling goods or service, if this good substantial value is, for example, 30,000 tugrik, substantial value, it's not the price, substantial value. Then if service user pay 20,000 tugrik to buy, which means we are selling goods by 20,000 tugrik, right? In that case, the gap between substantial value and also actual price, this is service user's benefit, right? On the other hand, we are paying 10,000 tugrik to supplier. Then supplier, in that case, retail price and also our cost gap is 10,000. In that case, our benefit is 10,000. We call it generally profit, right? Of course, don't think OPEX, CAPEX, depreciation, complicated thing, just simply conceptually. Then, most left-hand side, partner supplier receiving 10,000 from us. That's why in this market, 10,000, 10,000, 10,000 somehow balanced. Okay. Of course, intentionally, I made this number to make it easier to understand, but actually it's different. But point is, who is gaining the value, highest value? This is important point. Okay. Some of cases, partner supplier is gaining high value. In that case, we need to reconsider or negotiate partners, right, to reduce value, which they are gaining. Or if service users are paying lower amount than substantial value, in that case, one is we need to convince, educate the customer to understand, to make them understand real value. If it's difficult, we need to consider withdraw business, right? That's the theory. So those 3 components definitely we need to review totally. Of course, for example, handset case for iPhone, people are paying so much money, right? Compared with the other type of smartphone, Android. Reason is, customer is paying money for brand. Of course, function, but function similar to other Android high brand, right? But the reason why paying is a brand, right? If customer is fully understanding the value, brand value, or any value, customer will pay money. Buyer will pay money. In this sense, partner side ourselves can have strong position. That point, business portfolio basis, product basis, service basis, we need to review. Okay, it's not the one single story in company. Then I will run a little bit first, and then next is 5 forces SWOT analysis. It's a most popular SWOT, SWOT analysis. But please, once again, keep these 3 in your mind. 1, in order to start with SWOT analysis, to clarify the purpose. What is that for? Because our sector was required by CPD team or branding team, that's why I need to fill in the box. No, don't do that. Doesn't make sense. Clarify the purpose, okay? Next is set clear prerequisite, let's say precondition. Talking about a customer attribution, talking about a competitive attribution, talking about what. Otherwise, in the box, 1,000 items will come up. Then we will have difficulty to summarize and extract very important points. Okay. Last, to have a wide perspective and a variety of angles, which means don't let them make it by 1 person, 2 people, 3 people. Variety of angles is important. Our view and also someone's third person view is quite often different, right? Then based on those 3 rules, we start SWOT analysis. Okay? Then SWOT analysis, everybody knows. Strengths, weakness. Then
opportunity, of course.
Opportunity.
yes.
Threat.
Yes.
Okay.
Then those 4 boxes, strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat. Those 4 boxes can be categorized to 1, internal environment, 2, opportunity and threat. Internal environment is talking about our own resource, brand power, cost leadership, and service goods quality, location, technology, etc. Human resources, of course. Then external environment is around us. Okay, this point is different from 5 forces because SWOT analysis is focusing on 2 factors: internal and external. Okay. Then, generally speaking, internal environment will be affected quite often by external environment. That's why if you start with the external environment, that'll be easier, I think. Then, by combination of this, we will create strategy and tactics. Okay. Sometimes I see a big misunderstanding. Okay. MobiCom has 7,000 active dealer network. Then we have 600 agents. Then we have 70 to 80 direct shop across Mongolia. Okay. Someone say they put those factors in opportunity. I ask a question, why? Because we have strong customer touch point and then creating good opportunity. No, that's a strength. Okay. Then if those dealers are always located in mini supermarket and a kiosk, that's why customer traffic never stop. It is opportunity. If direct shop is always next door of a main bank in local area, that's why customer touch point will never be stopped, cut off. It is opportunity. So that understanding and categorizing is very important. Depending on the allocation of a fact, result could be totally different. The analysis becomes very weak and then shallow. Shallow. Then I think many of us will conduct SWOT analysis up to this 4-box fitting and discuss internal and external environment strategy, tactics, blah, 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 blah. Then come up to me, hey, CEO, we done it. No. We have more to do. Cross SWOT analysis. Horizontally internal environment, vertically external environment boxer lineup. Then strength, weakness, opportunity, then threat. Cross SWOT analysis is, the word is the same, cross. If we have strengths, then if there is opportunity, what would do? If we have strengths, but there is a big threat, weakness, opportunity. Weakness, threat, what would do? What would do? Strengths, opportunity, both are right there. What would do? What is our strategy? Simple one. Go for it. Yes. Aggressive. Strength, threat. Differentiation. Weakness, opportunity. Improve weakness. Because opportunity is there. Why don't you? But if we are weak, we need to improve. That's it. Weakness is threat. Protection or withdrawal. Worst case, weakness and threat. Those are basic. So, from SWOT analysis, internal, external, then conducting cross SWOT analysis, then please make story, nice story, which will attract everybody, right? Everybody. That's a strategy. Then, next, 3 generic strategies. Some more slides I have. 3 generic strategy was also advocated by Mr. Michael Porter many years ago. According to him, he's saying definitely successful companies taking one of those 3 generic strategies. There shouldn't be the stuck in the middle. One, clear. But of course, for us, as a group, variety of business line, business portfolio services we have. That's why maybe depending on that, not only one strategy, 2, this case, this different, right? But anyway, this is very, very essential strategy. One of those we need to consider clearly. Same, boxes are coming up, 4 boxes. Horizontally, it's showing the competitive advantage. Let's say lower cost to higher cost. Cost doesn't mean just purely supplier's cost, retail price as well. Let's say value, volume. Then vertically, competitive scope, target scale, which is simply saying area, scale, narrower, broader. Okay. Then one of the important strategies is this, overall cost reading. Next, differentiation strategy. Then third one is focus strategy. It's called niche strategy. In Japanese, niche strategy. Then under niche cost focus, far more cost focus, or differentiation focus. Those 3 generic strategies are very important, essential for any activity. Okay? Then let's see one by one. Overall cost reading strategy. What is that? To extend the business in broader area of the market by the cost advantage in industry, which means first starter, then targeting mass market. If once occupied, scale merit will come up, right? Then create the business expansion. Then procurement goods and material cost, it should be low, of course. Then goods and service value in average level. This is very important. In this strategy case, we can't have highest quality, highest value of goods, right? if it's a car or if it's a PC, right? Everything is really high quality, high machine, high brand. Of course, cost will become high. In that case, it's not the overall cost reading strategy. Then, comprehensive cost reduction is important, yes, using scale method. Then, consideration of building barrier for others, blocking other entrance, new entrance, right? Of course, we have to be careful in this case. Worst case, there may be subject to monopolization. That's why creating barrier should be very wise and very intelligent way. Okay. Then the competitive advantage of cost retail price with mass volume goods and services to overwhelm competitors. Right. Then as a result, mass sales volume will recover low profitability. We don't expect high profitability by one single service customer goods, but by overall cost reading mass share, mass market, we can create high volume of profitability. Yeah, there's a funny photo. It's like Star Wars, Star Troopers, copy, big mass, right? Low cost and very strong, right? Something like that. Then next is differentiation. To create high profitability by the absolute differentiation of value of goods, service, uniqueness. Then, for example, Rolex, Louis Vuitton, Lexus, Ferrari, Montblanc, Prada, luxury brand. They are definitely doing this differentiation strategy. Okay. Then, for example, 2019, according to some information source from website, and 2019, Ferrari companies, their profit ratio was 20%. Then Toyota company profitability was 8%. Toyota is taking the strategy of overall cost reading, obviously, right? More general public car they are providing. Of course, it's a high quality, pretty much enough, I know, but different from Ferrari, Porsche, Mercedes, some other really luxury car like a Bugatti, Aston Martin. But profitability is different. Ferrari never sell low price to everyone, right? Only for rich people or some really strong fan for car. But a broader area across the world, over the world they are selling, right? That's a difference. Then Toyota case, everybody knows. They also wanted to enter the luxury car industry, but there was a difficulty using by Toyota logo, Toyota brand. That's why they created Lexus brand, right? Then those players, as you know, brand image power is the most important. Then this is, in a sense, absolute uniqueness and value. In the beginning, by uniqueness, creating uniqueness, by becoming a unique presence. That's important, I said, right? They're doing it. Then buyer will pay for high and unique value by absolute differentiation, then high profitability. So they are not expecting number one share. They are not expecting to penetrate all segments of the market, but high profitability, making good profit, sustainable profit. Last one is a focus, niche strategy. To concentrate management resource on specific market segment, product, goods, and service which competitors are not focusing on. So very niche. Overall cost reading case, yes, cost is important, however, broader area, mass. But a niche strategy case, cost focus is more niche, very specific area. Cost focus, differentiation focus. I said cost focus I will not repeat. The differentiation focus is very, very deeply, how can I say, focus on very narrow and small demand. I think that is a way. Then, in a sense, this strategy is very, very similar to Lanchester strategy. I think SWOT analysis 3 generic strategy very familiar to everybody, but Lanchester strategy is not so much familiar. Maybe one day when I have time, everybody's available. In that case, let's review together what is right. But put it simple, this is Lanchester law is talking about small against big, the big against small. Such strategical methodology and the concept this Lanchester law is the same. Let's see a little bit. Lanchester law was created in 1914 by Lanchester. Then this was for mathematical model to analyze and calculate the potential damage in battle and war. They have a 5 and we have a 10. What would be the winning ratio? What would be the casualty damage ratio? That kind of mathematical formula he created. Then during World War II, it was used by American Army against Japan. Then after World War II, in Japan, this Lanchester law was developed for business strategy use. Then simple. Weak, small, and no market leader, when they're gonna penetrate, when they're gonna enter a market, when they're gonna compete with strong, big market leader, how they're gonna do. The vice versa, strong, big market leader, how they're gonna fight to compete with small players. Right? Simple. Small player case, of course, differentiation only, not mass marketing, mass attack. Because limited resource, limited capability, limited financial resource, how are we gonna fight with big? Impossible. That's why single. Yeah. Then strong player against a small player case. Strong player has to take meat strategy. Yeah, meat strategy. Meat strategy is that if you are strong player, big one, I'm small one. Okay? In that case, I started doing something new, differentiation. Okay? Try to punch one area. Meat strategy is big one will exactly copy same thing what I'm doing. If so, I will lose penetration power, right? Because 1 and 1. And then same weapon. Then using more power. I can't fight with you, give up, surrender, right? That's a meat strategy. But on the other hand, differentiation strategy is totally different model from big player. Local limited area and direct close battle, one-on-one, and concentrating on point battle diversion. Then we will fight with strong player. Then, or strong player against weak. We will fight with small player, wide area, then no direct remote battle, channel, sales channel, dealers, agent, whatever it is. Then probabilistic battle, it's like a machine gun, not targeting like a rifle. As much as possible, we will shoot. And comprehensive battle everywhere across Mongolia. Not only some SOM, not only some IMAC, not only some small segment, everywhere. Then, guiding battle, pull the trigger of battle intention. So that, depending on the business portfolio and the service, even we become small player, then against big player, or big player against small player. Depending on service and business portfolio, it will be different. That time to time, we need to change it. Geshite. However, we have 25 years mobile business, dominant, across Mongolia, longest history, high reputation. That's why sometimes, quite often, we misunderstand. Always we try to cover everything by highest quality, highest performance. Is that really necessary? No. Wasting time, wasting resource. That's an important consensus I'd like to have today. Okay? 5 key points. And through the first page, and 1, strategic competition is not for short-term battle, okay? But creation of unique value, being unique presence in long run, long term. Let's say differentiation. This is important. Next, competition is not a beat others to be number one. Market share number one, subscriber number one. Yes. Sounds beautiful to make shareholder attracted. The reality is, even if we have 2.0 million subscribers, but the profit volume is lower than current volume, what would happen? No meaning, right? That's why, of course, in our daily operation, we will chase number, KPI. KPI is like a speedometer, throttle more or brake. Okay? That's why, depending on that gauge, we will conduct a small battle a lot, daily, every day. But in long run, what we need to focus is the creation of sustainable profitability and with sufficient business growth. Sufficient profit volume, continuous growth, X percentage. That's important. Okay, but don't take it extremely, right? Okay. Oh, CEO is saying number 1, number 2 becomes okay. Becoming number 2 is okay. Subscriber number 1.0 is okay, but as long as the profit is kept. I'm not saying that. Of course, daily battle we do. Okay. But if we will damage profit volume and the profit generation sustainability, we shouldn't do that. As much as possible, longer stretch is important as a business. Okay. Next, trade-off. Not focus on what you will do, what we will do, but also strategy has to the focus what we will not do. This is very important decision. Sometimes difficult to decide what we will not do because we have 25 years dominant mindset of mobile. Always we try to, MobiCom, and then someone say, why MobiCom will not do, why MobiCom don't do that? Then we will be, we have to do. Mind control by ourselves. No is no. Let's change. Number 4, strategic analysis is to analyze external, internal environment. I will not touch it. Then number 5, decide direction to move. Catch up and make the difference. Then position in different areas. Our positioning, always do we have to in the majority? Is a realistic home broadband and a VU? Maybe, I don't say no, but in the future we will challenge, but it's a different origin from mobile, right? And differentiation is important, but profit is important, right? That's why let's make it clear. So, those are 5 key points, and I think I covered everything what I need to explain and to share and to have consensus with everybody. And I know quite a large part you are familiar with it, but main purpose is to have full consensus amongst team. That's why intentionally I did it, spending 1 hour and 10 minutes. That's it. Thank you very much. Bye.